Okay, and continuing with the SQA Higher 2014, paper 1. The diagram shows part of the graph of y equals a function of x. So you have a y, and there's your function of x. And they're asking you to, which one of these could be the graph of y equals 2 if x add 1. Now what does this do? Well, you double the y values 2 times f of x. The y values get doubled, and then you add 1, you move up the graph 1. So which one of these shows that? Well, if I just go back to the original, if you have 2, 3, if you double it, that goes to 2, 6, add 1, that would go to 2, 7. So in here, 5, 0 would end up going to 5, 1. Which one of these best describes that? Let's see, here we have it here. Question 12. A function defined on a suitable domain is given by f of x is 6x over x squared plus 6x takes 16. What restrictions are there on the domain of f? Now the domain means what numbers are you allowed to put through that function, and are there any restrictions, which is what this sum is all about. Well, if I factorise the bottom, x squared plus 6x takes 16, if I factorise the denominator, you get x plus 8x take 2. Now this means that x is not allowed to be minus 8. You're not allowed to have 0 on the denominator. If x were minus 8, that would be 0. Times anything would give you 0. X is also not allowed to be 2, because 2 take 2 is 0. Again, same reason, that would give you 0 on the bottom. So x is not allowed to be minus 8, and x is not allowed to be 2, which makes it A. Going on to question 13, which appears to me to be just a knowledge of your table of exact values. What's the value of sine of pi over 3 take cos 5 pi over 4? What's the value of that? Well, pi over 3 is 60 degrees, and the sine of 60 from your table of exact values, which hopefully you have memorised, is root 3 over 2. Take away. Now what's the cos of 5 pi over 4? 5 times 180, that's pi over 4, is 225. So we want the cos of 225. Now where would 225 be in our cast diagram? It would be 45 on from 180. So the cos of 225 is going to be negative because of where it is. So it's going to be negative, but the same value as the cos of 45. The cos of 45 is 1 over root 2. So we have two negatives making the positive, so it's root 3 over 2 plus 1 over root 2, and that's choice B. Question 14. We have two vectors and we're told that they're perpendicular. Well, if they are perpendicular, then the dot product equals 0. Okay, so quite an easy one, to be honest. 1 times minus 6, k times 2, 2k, k times 5, 5k, that has to give 0. Minus 6 add 7k gives you 0, put over the 6, divide by 7, k is 6 over 7, which is choice D. Question 15, here we go. Right. The diagram shows a cubic curve passing through minus 1, 0, 2, 0 and 0, minus 8. What is the equation of the curve? Okay, right, well the roots are minus 1 and 2. This means that the factors are x plus 1, the opposite to that, and x take 2. Now this root at 2 is a little bit different. Because the graph goes up and touches, that means that there's 2 x take 2's in the factor. X take 2, or x take 2 squared, as I've just written here. So y is k, I'll explain what the k is in a wee second. X plus 1, opposite of that, x take 2 squared, for the reasons I outlined earlier on. Why is there a k there? Well, this graph here could have been stretched or compressed in any way at all, could be all going all the way down, but only one of them goes through minus 8. So when x is 0, y is minus 8. So minus 8 is k times 0 add 1, 1, 0 take 2, don't forget x is 0. Minus 2 squared is 4. Times 1 gives you 4. What times 4 gives minus 8? So k actually is minus 2. So there's a minus 2 there. So y is minus 2 times x plus 1 times x take 2, which is choice B. On to question 16. The unit vectors, very important. Unit vectors have got a length of 1. The unit vectors a and b are such that a dot b is 2/3. Determine the value of a dot a plus 2b in a bracket there. Okay, a dot a plus 2b is a dot a plus a dot 2b, which simplifies to 2 a dot b that you can see there. A dot a is the size of a times the size of a times the cos of the angle between them. Now where you have a vector in itself, obviously there's nothing between them, there's no angle there, so it's the cos of 0. Plus 2, and you're told that a dot b is 2/3, 2 times 2/3. Okay, size of a, remember it's a unit vector, 1 times 1, cos of nothing is 1, this is going to give you 1 here, 2 times 2/3 gives you 4/3, 1 and 4/3 is 7/3, choice C. Question 17, this sort of one here where you have to express this in this kind of form here, this can be done in a very kind of standard way, and that is just by multiplying this all out to get one big long expression that you see here. 3 times x plus p squared plus q is 3 times, now x plus p squared means x plus p times x plus p plus q. Square that out, you might want to do it somewhere else on your scribble pad here, but it's x squared plus 2px plus p squared. X times x squared, x times px, plus another px, that gives you your 2px, plus p times plus p squared. Multiply through by 3, and you have 3x squared plus 6px plus 3p squared, plus the q that we've kind of ignored up to now. Okay? So what we can actually do now is start comparing coefficients. Now for this to work, 6p has to be 12. 6p has to be 12. So if 6p is 12, p has to be 2. Also at the very end, we have 3p squared plus q. Now that has to be 17. These have nothing to do with x. 3p squared plus q has to be 17. Now we've already got p was 2, we got that earlier on. 3 times 2 squared is 4, times 3 is 12. Add q gives 17, q has to be 5. That's why it's choice B. Coming up to the last few here, here's 18. What is the value of 1 minus 2 sine squared 15? Seems a bit random, but if you know your formulas at all, cos 2a is 1 minus 2 sine squared a. So that would mean that the cos of 2 15s is 1 minus 2 sine squared 15, which is what we have here. 2 15s are 30, cos of 30, again, we need to know our table of exact values here, root 3 over 2. That is choice C. Question 19. Diagram shows a regular hexagon, 6 sides, and there you have the letters all the way around listed there. PW is vector u, and PQ is vector v. Okay, and they want to get the vector SW in terms of u and v. Okay, the first thing you notice is that S to W is the same, and I've drawn this one in, R to P. So SW might seem a bit awkward to get, but RP is a little bit easier, and if they're just the same, this is the vector we're going to get. How do you get from R to P? You go from R to W, and then from W to P. R to W is negative u, it's the opposite to that, plus another one, and then we're going the opposite to u, negative u. Okay, so I think negative v, negative v, negative u. Okay, negative 2v, take away u, Swap them round because that's what they has in the answers. That's correct, but that's what they have there. Swap them round, minus u take uv, and that's question A. Okay, the answer is A. And question 20, evaluate, work out 2 take log to base 5 of 1 over 25. There it is written there. The key to this is knowing what the log of 1 over 25 to base 5 is. Well, it's minus 2, because 5 to the power of minus 2 is 1/25, and I'll show that over here. 5 to the power of minus 2 is 1 over 5 to the power of positive 2. 5 squared, 25. Okay, so log of 1 over 25 to base 5 is minus 2. Back to the main part. 2 take away minus 2, 2 add 2, 4. That's answer D.